Hey YouTube, how's it going? Felix here. This is my 2022 Subaru Crosstrek Premium with a 6-speed manual transmission. I just got the car, it's got about 250 miles on it, and in this video I'm going to give you a full in-depth tour of everything you might want to know about a Subaru Crosstrek Premium with the manual transmission. I'm going to show you every little intricate detail, and I feel a lot of videos around this car, they sort of gloss over and they don't really show you all the little details that you might want to know if you're considering buying one of these cars. This is Duke, by the way. Hello Duke. Were you helping with the video? Not really. Okay, well, hopefully it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so let me show you everything about this car. So my car is in cool grey khaki, that's the colour. It's a sort of bluey grey, it's a really, really nice colour I think, and probably the best colour for a Crosstrek in my opinion. That's probably why I picked it. So my car is the Premium. There are 2 trim levels available if you want to have a manual gearbox on your Crosstrek. They are the base and the Premium. I picked the Premium, so I'll just show you all the little things you get with the Premium over the base. Or at least all the major stuff, which I think people care about. And one of those things is the addition of front fog lights. So you get front fog lights with the Premium, you don't get that on the base. The Crosstrek manual Premium has halogen headlights, so these aren't LEDs, they are just sort of old school halogen headlights, and the daytime running light is just this little light here on the inside, which just lights up a regular halogen light. I think, talking about this car, the sort of fact that it's quite an old school car is going to so pop up on various things. This car is quite old school, but don't get me wrong, I do not think for a second that is a bad thing. I think that, in fact, that's a very good thing. This car, it's everything on here is super tried and tested. You know, everything has been well designed. It's been out in the world performing its duties for many, many, many years now on this car. And when I say old school, that's basically what I mean. Is it's just gonna not gonna break, and it's going to be reliable. For example, the Subaru Crosstrek Premium comes with an old school manual key, a blade key that you actually have to insert into the ignition, no keyless entry. And while some people may think that's pretty basic compared to some modern cars, which of course have keyless entry, in my opinion that just means it's not going to break, it's not going to have any problems, and it's going to last you a very, very long time, which is a really, really good thing. Okay, let me show you the wheels that you get standard on this car. So they are 17-inch wheels that come standard on this car. From the factory, I got this with Yokohama Geolander tyres. They are 225/60 R17s. Really, really nice wheels. We've got disc brakes front and rear, and of course the wonderful ground clearance here of the Crosstrek. One of the reasons you buy this car is it's got fantastic off-road capabilities, and lots of this lovely Subaru hard-wearing plastic around here, so you know, if you catch a little bit of ice or snow or mud or rocks, it's not going to damage your paint. The car's going to last and look really, really good even after some hard winters, which is really the reason I bought this car, because it's going to be really good in the snow. And one thing that's also really good in the snow is this feature which you get on the Premium Crosstrek, and it is the heated windscreen wiper bit. So it's this little piece of glass. Underneath the glass here there is a heating element, and that helps defrost your windscreen wipers on a cold day, which I think is a really, really cool feature. You get that with the Premium, but you don't get that on the base model, I believe. Also on the Premium you get body coloured wing mirrors, which is nice, and they are also, on the Premium model, they are heated, as denoted by this little symbol here. So they're heated, and they're going to be really, really nice in the snow and ice. Okay, let's jump round to the rear of the car. Looking good. And I'll show you the trunk, or the boot as we would say in the UK. So let me show you what you get. So I've actually got a couple of options on my car. This is the trunk cover, or sorry, the bumper cover. The bumper cover, just a little piece of plastic here, which I guess they stick on, and that just helps protect your bumper from getting scratched up if you're loading heavy and or sharp stuff in here, like maybe a mountain bike or something. I also have the load cover here, the trunk cover, the whatever you call this, the carpet cover. This is the OEM one with the lovely Subaru lettering in here. Looks really, really good, nice and hard wearing, and it fits very well. And underneath the trunk here, of course, we have our carpet, and then under here there are these little tabs you can pull up. I can show you what we get underneath there, which is a space saver spare wheel, and we've got some tools, a jack, and we've got a towing eye there and some other stuff. All really, really nice, great to have on you in case you get stranded. And then other stuff in here. Well, the trunk is pretty simple, I'd say on the whole. There's no 12-volt socket back here or anything like that. There's a little halogen light here. There are some hooks which you could use to hang up some shopping maybe, like these ones here. There are a couple of metal hooks down here in the corner. This, by the way, is a full-size big golf umbrella, and you can see my big golf umbrella does fit all the way across. So that's pretty much how big the Subaru Crosstrek's trunk is. You know, enough to fit a big golf umbrella. Up here on the right-hand side, this is the passenger. This is the seat belt for the middle seat passenger. So if someone's sitting here in the middle, you pass this seat belt through. It goes through this special clip here, and then hooks in down on the inside. It's got a special seatbelt for it. You know, I don't tend to have a middle seat passenger, very, very rarely, so I'd rather keep this out of the way, and then it makes it easier for when you come to drop the seats. You don't have to worry about this seatbelt being in the middle of the space. So in addition, another option I've got, in addition to this this cover here on the bottom, are the rear seat back protectors, which look like this. They're very, very nice, quite thick rubber, and they sit there and protect your rear seat backs in case you want to put a big mountain bike in here or something like that. The seats, they are manual to put down. There's no levers or anything like that to release. Old school, as I said many times, but very, very easy. Ready? Just like that. Super simple. And the load bay, it's not 100% flat, but it's got a little sort of bit of a ramp there. It's not 100% flat, but it is very nice. It's definitely not terrible, and perfectly acceptable in my opinion. And of course, we've also got our retractable load cover here as well, and that just hooks in here nicely like this. Just hooks in very simply in those little spots, and covers up your stuff so thieves don't attack it. Yeah, really simple, and it's also very, very easy to remove. If you ever need to remove it, all you do is just pull on this side piece here, and it comes out in 2 seconds flat. Easy. Okay, other than that, nothing super interesting. Let's have a look in the rear seats. Okay, jumping into the rear seat of the Crosstrek. So we've got some carbon fibre-esque trim here on the side, which is very, very nice. We've got automatic windows here in the rear for the premium trim. And then we've got the seat material itself. Seat material is like a sort of high-tech grey hatched material in the centre, a softer black on the outside, and some orange deviated stitching, which looks really nice in my opinion. Also, a lovely feature which I always care about is the fact that the seat belts are held off to the side here. So if you fold these seats, you can just push them back up. For example, let's have a look. So I folded this seat here. You can see the seat belt is held there on the side. So if I pop the seat back up, whoop, like that, you can see I don't have to worry about my seat belt getting caught behind the seat because it's held off to the side. It's a little thing, but I really like that personally. And then in the bottom here, I've also got the OEM rubber floor mats. That was an option. I paid about 100 and something bucks for those, but I think it's worth it. Let's jump in the car. Yeah, so inside here we've got the OEM floor mats. I think these are nice. A lot of people online say that the WeatherTech mats or the Husky mats are better, but my car actually came pre-installed with these, so I didn't really get the choice. But they're not so bad, and they definitely do the job for me, at least for now. Maybe I'll get the other ones later on one day. But in the back here, let me just quickly show you, if I can show you. It's very bright, but if I just shut this door, get a little bit shut out some of the sun. But can you see my knees here? My knee room here is really not bad at all. So this is my normal driving position. I'm 6 feet tall, and it's 181 centimeters or something from European viewers. And this is my knee room for a 6-footer behind a 6-footer. It's really good knee room. And this is my headroom. So here's my head. You can see I've got good headroom of maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches, something like that. Really, really nice, and actually very, very good for road trips, something like that. It's not going to be a problem, and you're going to be having lots of fun. On the back of the driver's seat, there is no pocket, whereas there is a pocket on the back of the passenger seat, which is a little bit odd, but there we go. And other than that, nothing really interesting going on back here. There's no 12-volt socket on the back of this piece here. There's no USB ports or anything like that. It is just very, very simple. Again, less to go wrong in my opinion. And if the rear seat passengers desperately wanted to charge their phone, you can get the cables out of this central console here where there is a 12-volt socket, so we could use that instead. And also something to note is that the center section of the rear seat does not fold down in this trim, in this version of the car. I believe in some higher models like this, maybe the Limited or the Sport, there's a centre bit here which folds down with some cup holders. You do not get that in the Premium trim. Got some nice grab handles up here, but other than that, pretty much done for the rear seats. Okay, let's move to the front seats. Whoa. Okay. Okay, we're going in. Right. Okay, looking good. Okay, there's so much interesting stuff to show you in here. Let me show you. Okay, so we've got quite generous side door bins. They are definitely big enough. What have I got in here? Some gum and some other stuff. But you could definitely fit a medium-sized water bottle in here. Not a big one, but a medium-sized one, along with some other stuff. On the door panel, we've got our 4 automatic window switches, mirror, door locks, and our rear child window lock. We've got some of this carbon fibre trim, carries on the inside of the inside here. I sort of quite like it. I think it's not bad at all. And then coming across, what else have we got? Yeah, more carbon fibre continuing on here onto the dash, along with the orange deviated stitching, which is very nice. And the glove box, which is very generous. It's a really, really big size glove box. I love that. I think it's very, very useful. And then what else we got? The seats. So the rear seat, the front passenger seat is not really adjustable in any way apart from back and forward. And the adjustments for the driver's seat are all done manually using levers. It's all very manual, but again, less to go wrong in my opinion. This is the fuel filler release down here. Don't forget that if you ever get one of these cars. And mine is the manual. So there is the all-important third pedal. Love to see it. Here's the shift knob, by the way. So the shift knob, I've been told, is straight out of the Subaru WRX, which is a lovely sporty shift knob. It feels fantastic, if you ask me. Okay, let's have a look here in the center console. So we've got a very nice center console that sort of tapers out here. So you've got nice elbow space. It's really, really good. And it actually shifts. It works great with a manual. Like sometimes these armrests can get in the way a bit if you've got a manual car, but for this, not the case. It actually fits really great, and the sort of the ergonomics are really nice. If we have a look on the inside, you can see we've got quite a generous space. Goes all the way down to here. Quite nice. And let's just have a look. The only power we have in here is a little 12-volt socket, which is here. I have no other USB ports or anything like that in this space. Okay, nice. And there's also a very, very useful little pass-through there for the cables. So if you want to put some cables in here, you can have them pass through this gap, and they won't get in the way, which is fantastic. They won't get pinched by this shutting like that. Got 2 very nice generous cup holders there. Manual handbrake, just what I love, old school style. Down here we have this is where the X mode, sort of off-road mode button would be if you had an automatic car, but of course we don't have that because we've got the manual, so that's just blanked out. And we have the all-important heated seats, and this is really the reason I bought the Premium, to be honest. I love heated seats and they are so nice in the winter. That's why I bought the Premium version over the base for the heated seats. It seems like a bit crazy to spend $1,000 or more to get heated seats, but I really think they're worth it. Manual gearbox. And down here we have a 12-volt socket, we have our 2 USB ports, and we have a 3.5mm jack. Got our HVAC controls here, very, very simple and super straightforward. Nothing to go wrong, no screens or anything like that. And this button here has the rear defroster as well as the heated mirror controls. That's how you turn them on, heated side mirrors, these ones right here. We've got our Subaru Starlink system, which is our very, very small screen and very, very simple to use infotainment system. I think you'll be anyone could use this system and love it. The screen is not the biggest, it's definitely not the most modern system in the world, but it is extremely simple to use and extremely, I think the word is, it's going to last, because there's nothing to this system. None of the car's systems really interface that heavily with this screen. So if, for example, this screen just broke entirely, you would definitely still be able to drive the car and have no real problems whatsoever. On top here we've got a secondary display. This is a monochrome display on the Premium trim. There's no color screen here, it's just monochrome. And this shows you things like the clock, your fuel range, and it also shows you the settings for your HVAC system. So as you turn up the fan or change the temperature, they're reflected in here, not on this screen. This screen has nothing to do with the heating system, only the top screen shows the heating system. Up here we've got a very, very simple old school wing mirror. And we have this sort of top level here, which has the buttons for your Subaru Connect, your Subaru emergency. So you can press this button to call the police, that sort of thing. You call the emergency services. And this is where the eyesight system, which is the front collision warning system, would go if you had that. But that is, of course, not available on the manual transmission cars. But interestingly, if you can see this, the little dots here, the little cutouts in the headlining are there for if you had the EasyLink system, which of course we don't have. On the visors, you have this little extra piece which pops out, which I think is quite interesting, as well as, of course, a lovely vanity mirror. Hello, how's it going? And then coming across, let's have a quick look at the steering wheel. This is the cruise control section here on the right. A couple of things blanked out here because we do not have radar guided cruise control on the manual. It's just old school cruise control. We've got our wipers here, no automatic wipers on the premium trim. Over here we've got our indicators, of course, and our lights. We do have automatic lights, but no automatic wipers. It's a bit odd. And here we've got our sort of media controls. And these buttons here, they are connected through to the infotainment system. So say, for example, you're on Spotify or something like that, you can control your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto music using these buttons. Very, very nice, simple steering wheel with some nice, cool orange stitching as well. In the center, we have our dials, very, very, very simple dials, revs on the left and speed on the right, with a slightly, I guess, useless is probably a bad way to describe it, but a not particularly useful MPG dial, which sort of has a bit of a mind of its own. It sort of just does what it wants. And you will find that this little middle central display here, that will show you your trip and your mileage and your gear, but it will not tell you the speed. There is no digital speedometer in this manual car. The only speedometer is from the old school needle, which I think is probably one of the few things which I wish they could have included as a digital speedometer, just because I'm very used to those, to be honest, and I'm a bit lazy. But I've managed to get used to the dials again. It's perfectly acceptable. Okay. So other than that, let's just have a look down here. We've got lots and lots of blanked out switches here for the manual. The only things we have is a traction control and the backlight for your sort of dial backlight. This is the fuse box cover down here. Manual steering wheel adjustment with this little knob. And then, to be honest, apart from that, that's about it really for the interior. This button here switches between the two different trip computers, which is A and B. You have the available option of. These little buttons up here on the button, they control the clock. If you can see those little plus and minus buttons, that just controls the clock. But other than that, really, the Crosstrek Premium with the manual transmission is a super, super, super simple car, and there is so little to go wrong in here. I genuinely believe this car will last a decade or more if looked after well, because there's just simply so little to go wrong. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions at all about the Subaru Crosstrek Premium with the manual transmission, please do let me know in the comments and I'll gladly make a follow-up video. If you're looking at getting one of these cars, or you just want to see more Subaru Crosstrek content, then please do consider liking the video and subscribing. I'm always producing new car content. I just got my car, so I'm going to be sort of making videos about every topic, every modification, everything I do with the car, I'll be sharing on this channel. So yeah, looking forward for you to join me on the journey. And thanks so much for watching. Take care. See you soon.